Golfers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about 3 drills that you can use that's going to help you improve your iron play and also eradicate certain issues that you've got lingering within any department of your game, specifically iron play. So if you stumbled across the video for the first time, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. The more videos I post, you'll get a notification, and that will be associated to what part of the game you'd like to work on. One thing we do see on a regular basis is the main issue is the club head hitting the ground before the golf ball coming into impact. What we know from data, when we hit an iron shot, we want the club to always collide with the ground after impact, depending on what club being used. For example, a 7 iron you want to hit roughly 3.5 inches ahead of the golf ball, a 9 iron is roughly 4.5 inches ahead of where the golf ball is located on the ground. One thing we do see is where a lot of golfers struggle is the club head hits the ground too abruptly before the golf ball. So issue number 1, we create a lot of thins, tops and a lot of high shots but not a lot of distance. So if you turn a 7 iron into a 9 iron or an 8 iron into a pitching wedge, this could be associated with what you're struggling with within your game. Issue number 1 we do see in the address position. One thing, the ball position gets too far forward. We create too much tilt in the upper body where the right shoulder drops, left shoulder gets too elevated. You can see from there, my sternum is slightly behind my belt buckle. When we line up to any shot, we want to try and align our sternum up with our belt buckle. So sternum up with our pelvis. If our chest gets too far behind the golf ball, automatically that is a driver position setup. Not so good for iron play. When the left shoulder gets too high, ball position gets too far forward. You can see from there that all my weight sits into my right side. So at the moment of impact, because my left shoulder is slightly higher compared to my right shoulder, you'll start to see my weight stay on my right foot. And if I keep my weight on my right foot, if I don't transfer my weight into my left side, the club head will never get to the golf ball. So the compensation for that is we'll start to see this right arm straighten too quickly. You'll start to see that the body stops rotating, so it stalls from moving forward to face the target. You'll start to see that right shoulder drop too quickly. So the club head overtakes the hands, right arm straightens too early, and then we create a position instead of the grip end of the club getting ahead of the club head. We create this position where the grip end of the club points towards your right hip. We add lots of loft, but also that increases backspin, it decreases distance, and also deflates that ego. So what we need to do is understand where the root cause of the problem stems from. One drill we need to look at that's going to help you create a little bit more efficiency is think about your lack of transfer of weight to your left side of the downswing. What's causing it? Stance gets too wide, too much tilt, all the weight stays on the right foot stays planted on the ground. So drill number 1 that you can implement within your practice is called a step through drill. You're just going to place a golf ball, instead of being in the middle of the stance, which is a baseline 7 iron position, we want to move the ball position up towards our left foot. So when we swing back, by the time my left arm gets parallel with the backswing, so by the time I finish my backswing, I've already started to shift my weight into my left side. This is a great reinforcement drill that's going to understand what moves first from the top of the backswing. So we're going to place the golf ball up towards our left foot, we're going to swing to the top. By the time my hands get below my right shoulder, I'm going to feel like I take a step to the left side. So I'm going to swing to the top, take a step to the left hand side. You can see from there, my foot starts aiming towards the golf ball, and I get to the top of the backswing, come into impact, my left foot moves ahead of the golf ball. So that's my lateral shift. That's going to enable me to get my weight into my left side a little bit earlier. But that mechanism is going to allow my pelvis to start opening up to the left through impact. It's going to enable me to get my hands ahead of the club head, but it's also going to encourage me to create ball turf contact. So it's the simplest drill in the world. You just place the golf ball up towards your left foot. We're going to swing to the top, take a step to the left. You can see from there my right foot starts to roll in the way, my right knee moves ahead of my right ankle, and my hands are going to always lead the club head. If I get into position where my weight stays on my back foot, we're never going to get to that golf ball, and we're going to create a slight embarrassment where the club head hits the ground and we're going to start to fresh air it. So what we need to do is get the ball position up towards your left foot, swing to the top, take a step to the left, feel that position, hands are ahead, weight's into my left side, my chest is ahead of the golf ball, I feel like my left leg's really heavy, that is a good indication all my weight's into my left side. So place the golf ball up next to your left foot, swing to top the time you finish your backswing, take a step to the left hand side, hands on the head, I'm de-lofting the club coming into impact, and that is going to enable me to create ball turf contact. Another drill you can use that's trying to reinforce you getting your weight into your left side. Start with your feet together. All we're really going to do from here is we're going to swing to the top, feel like you take a step to the left hand side, and then that's going to force your hands to get a little bit more ahead. Together, if I fall back, you can start to see there, my right shoulder drops. So great feeling. It's going to help you achieve a little bit more of a kind of ball turf connection. Just think about your chest is going to stay down a little bit longer into the downswing, and then it's going to face the target. So chest stays down, left shoulder stays down, and then your chest locks up towards the sky. So feet together, swing to the top, take a step, rehearse your impact position, hands are always ahead. So you could do this drill in 2 steps. Place the golf ball up next to your left foot, swing to the top, take a step, rehearse your impact position. 2 feelings from here. Right knee gets ahead at the right ankle. The gap between knees starts to close. My weight's moving into my left side. Hands are ahead, and I feel like the top edge of the club is always getting to the ground before the leading edge. The top edge of the club rotates over the leading edge. That's going to help me deal off those irons coming into impact. It's going to help me improve my efficiency of strike, and that's going to move your low point from behind the golf ball to slightly more ahead of the golf ball, and it's going to allow you to create a slight compressed divot after the golf ball. One thing we always do see, if you think about the position of your left hand relative to your right hand, when we release the club early, you start to see that right arm straighten too quickly, grip end of the club falls outside your right forearm, and then from there we add lots of loft. So you can use, split your hands so your right hand's on the steel, left hand is on the top of the grip. As we swing to the top, we're going to try and get left hand past the golf ball impact. So we're going to try and get our left hand past the golf ball, hands are ahead. You can see from there, keep the extension in that right wrist. Release the club really early. Left hand and right hand always get behind the golf ball too early. When you take this drill to the practice range, you'll feel like you've shrunk a bit of foot, but don't worry about it. Split your hands, swing coming into impact. Only feeling from here is left hand past the golf ball. So left hand past the golf ball, grip end the club point towards left hip. The extension in the right wrist. So left hand past the golf ball, rehearse your impact position. Create this angle between right forearm and right wrist. I keep the extension of the right wrist. What does that feel like? Right palm faces the ground. And that is going to allow me to create this de-lofted action that everyone wants to achieve. Loft that we create an address. If we hit every shot properly with our irons, the loft should be slightly lower at impact. Left hand past the golf ball, right palm facing the ground, keep the extension in the right wrist. That's going to help you maintain the bend in the right arm for longer, and that is going to enable you to create ball turf contact that everyone wants to achieve.